y'all? It's your girl Drea Kay, back with another episode of Let's Tell a Story. I have a special guest today, Drexal Flowers.
I'm Drexal Flowers.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. For the people who may not know you, what do you do?
I'm a hairstylist, artist, music producer. Pretty much.
You're just creative.
I'm creative.
You just
I'm a
create
creator. I'm a Baton Rouge creator.
You're from here? Baton Rouge?
Yeah, South Baton Rouge.
Southside.
South
Do you be
side.
throwing up
big,
the foes?
Big foe, baby.
You be throwing the foes
Big
up?
foes, all that. Georgia Street, all that. Holla at me. Yeah.
So, what is your main source of talent? Like, what did you start off doing? Did it start in music, or did it start like with hairstyling and everything?
It really started for me just being like mad, like funny with the family and stuff, and doing imitations and watching like what's that in Living Color and shit like that.
Yeah.
So I was like, these dudes do a lot of different stuff, like the Wayans brothers and stuff. I saw them do a lot of different stuff, so I don't know, it just kind of like rubbed off on me and my brothers. So we used to just reenact stuff that we saw all the time, and like the like more so the hair, it just came in because like everybody in my family actually does hair.
Yeah.
So like my mom, all her sisters did hair. Like I got cousins that do hair. My brothers cut hair, stuff like that. So it was just like absorbing stuff as I was going.
Is that how you picked up rapping as well? Just being around a lot of people?
Oh yeah, it was like I think when like just growing up and watching like white movies, you would see like the kid they'll be up and down like the rock star shit and all that. It was like the total opposite of that. Like my mom listened to like Salt and Pepper and shit. Like my dad had me on Rakim, Diggable Planets, like even like just every like type of hip hop from
Different
Scarface. Like he wasn't just like listening to like a certain thing. Like it was like West Coast E40, like shit like that.
So what did you start off doing? Like, what was the first moment in your life where it was like, okay, I'm really good at this, let me start pursuing it?
Shit. The first time, I guess, is when I did a show for my homie Pat, Bando Pat. He does like
Shout
open
out
on
Bando
Sunday.
Pat.
Shout out Bando Pat. And shout out Lil Yeller. That's my cousin. And those two pretty much like put me like in position to be seen by certain people. Cause at the time when I really first started rapping, it was like on just knowing Jet Life homies and stuff like that, and just going to Jet Lounge and just getting that vibe and realizing like that's the type of like hip hop that I like the stoner underground type deal.
Yeah.
And they just kind of put me in the right positions to end up going on tour with them and opening at the Varsity. When I first opened at the Varsity for what was it, the drive-in theater tour. And that's kind of what just set in stone that, this is like
Your lane.
Yeah, this my lane. I got this little niche in hip hop down here. Cause you know Baton Rouge got that two side like of hip hop. You got like the
gangster.
You got the gangster Baton Rouge, and then you got like the underground like bar spitters and shit. And it's like I was like, I'm more up in this lane. Cause
Why so? Why do you think that was for you?
I don't know. I just felt like I didn't really like gravitate. I wouldn't even say gravitate to it. It was more so like what I was allowed to listen to kind of growing up. It kind of curved me. Because I didn't really get into our music until later. Like, and I love our shit to death. But it's like, I just got into it way later because I'm like even, I don't know, it was weird. Like my mom should let us listen to like Tupac and like Master P, but we couldn't listen to Cash Money. And it was more so like the image that was portrayed. Like she was more so like if they speaking positive or even if they are gangster, you know, as long as they not wild. So it was like she more so like kind of curved it. But my dad, he was kind of like throwing me little joints under the table, like, oh, this that juvenile that you need to, but don't let your mama know that I'm letting you. So it was like, all right, man, like, so it was kind of like that little struggle that went on. But yeah, that's when I realized I was gonna really do this. And the reaction from the crowd as I was performing, it's just like, it just worked. Like, they had people throwing me blunts on the stage and shit while I was performing. I'm like,
this is wild.
This shit wild as hell. Like, so I loved it though.
But I think it's very different, and it's kind of like depending on how you grew up and where you grew up.
Yeah.
But from you being from Baton Rouge, it sounds like your mom didn't really want you to go down that route.
Nah.
Of where, you know, Baton Rouge music has gone.
And it's crazy because, like, my family, like, just being from South Baton Rouge, like, I remember, what's his name? Young Bleed. I remember when Young Bleed dropped My Balls and My Word, and I had to be like 5 or 6, something like that, probably like 4 or 5. And I remember, like, he went to school with my uncles and stuff, so I remember him coming in the house and like being one of the first people like to actually like have that CD. And it's like, it's just funny to me how it got curved from that to being like you virtually couldn't listen to that type of stuff. But you know, it just like kind of geared me more toward I like cool shit. And then my mom, she always used to listen to jazz, which she'll come and get me from school. So I like that. I like more of the beat. Boom bap. I like boom bap, like that Jay-Z 444 type, that real simple type beat shit. So, because I feel like what I'm gonna say is gonna explain what needs to be said. I don't really need a lot of other shit.
I think that lane is more so, it brings out your creativity because it's not like limiting you to talk about fighting and shooting and killing.
Yeah, and even if you do, you gotta be real, like, you gotta be real tactful with how you present it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you talk about it, you definitely gotta, and especially in the underground, like, you definitely have to live it because I think it'll get more exposed in the underground lane than in like the popular lane because people get so fascinated with your music, they won't really give a fuck if you live it or not.
Yeah.
But with the underground like class, they don't
play.
Like, yeah, it's just like, man, if you're not really living that shit, do not say that shit. Don't say that you're around that shit. Don't even associate with it. So it's like, it kind of like keeps shit separate.
So when you started experiencing, you know, like just being in that lane, when you started experiencing that and everything like that, did that make you want to take it more seriously? Did it make you want to, you know, learn more about your craft and everything like that?
I don't know. I feel like it more so just solidified that what like shit like that I was thinking before doing it. Like, if this person can do it, I can do it. Like I'd rather listen to the shit that I'm saying than a lot of the shit that I'm hearing. So just by getting that validation, it was just like, oh, okay, so it just makes sense. It wasn't like crazy spectacular. It was just like, oh, that's just a nail in the coffin. Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Like, people gonna listen.
So you write your own lyrics and everything like that. So what do you talk about in your music these days? These days,
my shit's more so staying out of the way. Like, I call it like black heist music, like black 007 type music and shit like that. Like audio visuals. I'm trying to more so like write an actual story. Like, not, I'm trying to make people move. Like, no, I'm trying to see how good can I actually write in so many bars or so many like minutes. Can I write a full story to make you feel like you just came from point A to point Z and you went through something or you saw me go through something.
Is that difficult?
No. And this is a funny story why. So when I was little, I used to lie a lot. Like, that was my shit.
Why are you lying?
Just used to lie like a motherfucker. Like, and my mama used to just be like she used to always get on my ass. So I started writing. So like, cause I can just say whatever the fuck I want through writing, and I won't have to fucking lie.
You can tell the story.
Yeah, I can just tell the story. Like, I can literally just tell the story. So when I got into, like, really writing rap, and it's like, okay, well, you gotta, like, rap with your living or reality raps, it just helped with being able to, like, use other words than just basic words that I would use to get shit across. And that's what makes your art. Like, when you get a certain lingo to your shit, like, when somebody can listen 4 albums down and still say the same ad lib that you were saying so many years ago, or that you could say a certain word that somebody was saying years ago.
Those are burnt.
Welcome to Centurion Car Care, located at 11857 Florida Boulevard, where we do quality work at an affordable price. We also do paint and body, exhaust work, and any minor and major mechanic work. Best mechanic shop south of the Mississippi.
So before you discovered your lane here in Baton Rouge, did you like experience any pressure of the type of music you should be creating or the type of image you should be having?
No. No.
Why so?
I don't know that, like, I don't know, like, you know, like, you could be a part of something, like, you could be aware of stuff, but you don't have to be a part of it type shit. Like, I love Baton Rouge music, but I genuinely can't make it. I don't know how to make it. So, like, that's like telling somebody who love hooping, like, go play football type shit. Like, that's cool and all, but then I don't know how. Like, he gotta just, so I was just like, yeah, I'd rather do this lane, like, because it works. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So what kind of support do you get from your music?
It's doper, and it's like, I don't know, it's dope because it's like you get a lot of fans from like places you never even heard of. Like, they got kids in Ireland. Like, I didn't even know they had black kids in Ireland.
Ireland?
Yeah, I'm like, like, I didn't even know they spoke English in Ireland. Like,
Right.
like, so it's stuff like that. Like, kids in Brazil, like Chile. Like, I mean, I just growing up, I knew that, like, yeah, they had a lot of, like, Baton Rouge artists really didn't start blowing, like, in a major fashion when I was little.
Right.
So I never, like, equated me making this type of music with reaching those type of places. Like, and that's more so on my perspective. Like, I really believe, like, it could do it now, but just my perspective of it, like, I just didn't see kids, like, gravitate to that, like, in other places. I feel like that was something that we just understood here. But yeah.
Look, Louisiana Daiquiri Factory. You can follow me at LA_Daiquiri Factory. And look, this how we rolling with it. I'm making daiquiris with premium alcohol. You see this here? That's what I'm making my daiquiris with. This is apple cognac. We make this with V-Long. Yo, this shit fire. We make a tropical passion with this new Ciroc. We got a green apple. That's his favorite.
It's my favorite, y'all.
Peach Douce, strawberry Hennessy, plenty different flavors. Just follow me at Louisiana Daiquiri Factory. Simple. You can call me, DM me, or text me, and I'm pulling up. Certified. You heard me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got
That's how it's
drink.
going down.
When did you get in a car wreck?
March 3rd, 2018.
What was that around the time? What was you doing?
I had literally just dropped the video that day, and I had been sick. I think I had pneumonia at the time, and I had been sick for a while. So it was like I was just coming back to like doing a show. It was like my first show, and Maya just got prescribed like codeine or some shit from the pneumonia. So like I was just so basically. I just finished doing the show, and my homies is like, yo, let's go to City Bar. And usually I'm the dude that's like, fuck City Bar, I'm not going to that racist ass club, da-da-da-da. But tonight I was feeling good because I just did a show, and I'm like, yo,
Celebrate.
I'm lit, let's go. So we go, we have I'm talking about crazy night. And we end up leaving. So we leave City Bar. Go give me some grandma cookies. If anybody know me, I'm gonna get the grandma cookies at any point. The blue pack. You gotta get the blue pack.
The peanut butters.
You are a child. It is all about the vanilla joints.
The peanut butters for me.
Wildin'. But nah, like I got that, and we end up going up. What's that? Goodwood. So we going up Goodwood to Airline, and at this time, I'm laying down asleep in the backseat of the car. And my homie's speeding, basically. And a car is, like, basically comes out from, it's like backing up from the Circle K that's right there. You know that Circle K. If you're coming up Goodwood, nobody should be backing out to that street because you would be going into either Circle K or onto Airline. But I woke up to back end lights and I blacked out again after I saw back end lights. So there's a guy, another reason I maybe even tell this, because there's a guy sitting at the red light right there who watched the whole thing happen. So my homie ends up losing the control of the car. Mine, he's coming down off like 100. So the car's at like probably like 94 or 90, something like that. And he lost control of the car over Airline. So he hits it's like a pole that's right there that was supposed to collapse on impact, and the pole's still there to this day. So the pole split the car in half, basically, and by me laying down in the back seat without a seatbelt on, I basically flew out. Now the funny thing is, by me flying out of the car, that saved me because the car smashed back together after it ripped in half. Like it smashed. So I would have flown through like the windshield, or I would have flown and hit both of the front, the driver and the passenger, and killed both of them. So the car ripped open, and just so happened I flew out and like I was like 25 feet in the air or something like that, and landed on like my hip and like my back. So apparently the reason that I was even like okay was because I was limp when I went in the air because of the codeine from the whatchamacallit, that's what had me sleep. So I was limp, so whenever I flew out, I basically was like a rag doll and just hit the ground or whatever. I wasn't even aware that I was in a wreck. Like I just hit the ground. And I remember my friend running up to me or whatever, and I'm in shock at this point. So later in the story, remember what I'm about to tell you, because later in the story it gets crazy. So my homie, he comes up to me and he's like freaking out or whatever, because they had to look for me because I was separated from the car. I flew out of the car way over here, I'm over here. So my homie, he basically is talking to me. So at this time that he's talking to me, I'm having an out-of-body experience. So they have at the intersection, they got light right here, light right here, light right here, light right here. I'm sitting on the light pole, basically watching everything and audible. I can't hear it, but I can see my homie Rob jump out the car and like looking for me and my other, like talking to my other homie, but I can't, I don't know what he's saying or whatever. So it's not processing to me that I'm having an out of body experience. It's just, this shit is just happening. Like, so I'm just like, okay, this is crazy. At this point, I'm thinking I'm just in a dream because I lucid dream a lot. So I'm just like, man, it's just a dream or whatever. So after a while, I'm just like, man, this dream kind of going on for a little minute. Like, it's kind of crazy. So I see the ambulance come and take me away or whatever. So it's nothing strange to me because I'm used to lucid dreaming and seeing myself and different stuff in dreams, but I'm not, processing it. So after the ambulance leaves, while I'm in the ambulance now, this is apparently when I flatlined while I was in the ambulance. So this is the crazy part about the story. When the ambulance left, I end up in a different place. So this would probably be around the time that I'm flatlining. So I ended up in this different place, and I'm just like, at first I'm on the light pole watching this from the street, but now all of a sudden I'm up in this huge field of wheat. It's just like a huge field. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Gladiator before, but
Was it daytime or nighttime?
It was day. It was definitely day, but let's just say if it was night, it wouldn't have really mattered. Like,
I'm trying to visualize.
All right, so like picture like, what time is it? I want to say it's like probably like 9-ish in the morning when it's like real orange out, like the sun beaming type thing. But it was kind of like that. But I'm in a field of wheat, and it's dry wheat. Remember, it's dry wheat. Dry wheat is loud. It crackles like when you step on it and stuff like that. So I'm in this field, and all of a sudden, like, ain't no ambulance. It's a whole different situation. And I see probably like 2 football fields away. It's this thing. It's like this thing curled over, and it looks like it's probably like, I don't know, 100 feet tall or something like that. And it had like this glowing type Rubik's Cube thing in front of it, and it kept disappearing and reappearing. And mind you, I found out what all of this stuff meant after the fact. So I look up, and I'm just like, man, what's going on? This dream taking kind of long, bro. Like,
I've been here a while.
I've been here a while. So something said, Drex, if you look down and you don't see your hands, you dead. You know you dead. Like, if you don't see your hands and this dream is going on too long, you must be dead. So I looked down and I didn't see my hands and I didn't see my feet. And I was like, damn, like, I know I'm still in the dream. I gotta be in the dream. It's me. Ain't no way, like, because mind you, at this point, I don't recall the wreck. Like, I don't recall, like, none of this. So it's like, I'm just like, bro, like, how I'm gonna get back to my son? Like, the first thing I thought about was camera. I'm like, how am I gonna get back to my kid from here? Who am I about to finesse to get back to my kid? I gotta get out of here.
Get out of this place.
So I look over and I see the thing still curled over, and I'm like, bro, I gotta get the fuck out of here, man. So I go to take a step. So mind you, I can't see my feet, so I don't know how much pressure I'm applying to the ground under me. So I step and I make the wheat crackle. And when it crackled, whatever it was, I was 200 so yards away, it ended up like in my face. And it was like way taller than I like imagined or whatever. And he basically, we had like a telepathic conversation, and it was basically along the lines of, how did you get here? And I was like, I don't know. Like, the only thing that I could say that was carried over there was like my personality. Like, the same way I'm talking, like animated and shit, like that's the only thing that like carries over. So I was like, I don't know. I'm just, man, I'm here. Like, I don't know how I got here. I ain't do nothing. I ain't press no buttons, nothing. So he was like, you're not supposed to be here. Like, you're just not supposed to be here. So I asked him, I was like, I got to ask, like, am I at least on the right path? Like, am I like at least doing the right thing? He was like, yeah, but you gotta go back. Like, you're just not supposed to be here now. Like, you gotta go back. Like, you gotta go finish doing what you was doing. And when he did, like, he basically did like kind of like a flea flicking thing to me, like. And when I woke up, I was in Our Lady of the Lake, and a nurse was like standing over me, like explaining to me that I had just gotten into a car accident. I'm not gonna be able to walk for like 3 months. You paralyzed from your neck down. You broke 23 bones. Your spine, your vertebrae tore up. My femur snapped in half. I got road rash, like all right here. Fucking my head, like if you can see right here, it's split like wide open. Like, so as like my homie was talking to me, like my head was literally like just leaking, and I'm like, he was like, my body was contorted to where like in the way, like he was like, it was just, your hips was turned this way and your body looked like it was laying down type stuff. And she was just explaining to me, like, you've been in a wreck, you about to be down for a while. And that was like the first time, like that made me go vegan. Like that was the first time I went vegan. And I was like, that helped me recover from everything, because I didn't have like inflammation and stuff like that, because I was eating, you know, I guess micronutrient foods. But I think that's the word, for lack of better words. But yeah, that was the first time I went vegan, because I had so many injuries that I had to recover from, like my hip, like this whole, my hip, my tailbone, all that's reconstructed. My femur, they had to put a rod in it. I had a bunch of nerve damage. I never had nerve damage until then, and that's different. Like it's like a burning electricity type situation. So I can't put like laptops, like I can't sit it on this leg like that too long, or like it'll just.
The rod is still in there?
Yeah, it's in there until I die. Like that, it's never coming out. But yeah, I think that's my toes were broken, my ankles were broken. Yeah, everything was pretty much messed up, and I had to learn how to breathe on my own again, communicate. I was doing sign language for probably like 2 weeks. They had to like call my brother whenever he got off work to like FaceTime him so I can like sign language him so they can understand like what I was saying or whatever. Yeah, it was a hard process, but you know, I'd have rather gone through that than my homies had gone through that. Like, cause I don't think mentally, like you gotta be different. You gotta just be different. Like I look at that whole situation like just a blessing. Like I don't regret none of it, but it's like I just wouldn't have wanted them. Like I wouldn't have traded that with them for shit.
So what's your whole outlook on life now?
I have a saying. I'd rather live like there is a God and find out there's not a God than live like there's not a God and find out there is a God.
Amen.
Yeah.
For real.
That situation kind of just made it like, oh, you find out that there's at least something after this. So just stay on the lines of living like there is a God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, some wild shit.
So did they explain to you what that outer body experience was? Or did they try to?
It was, they never explained it. It was more so my own research. I had to go Bible thumping and looking through different, like, I had to go find different, like, guys who, like, expertise was, like, afterlife and other, you know, realms and stuff like that. And once stuff starts, like, once this start correlating with this and start correlating with this, and this stuff you read, and, you know, from a reliable source, like, even if you a Bible thumper, like, it's like, oh, this correlates to that. Like, this how an angel's supposed to look. It's not really some white dude, like, with some wings. Nah, it's some whole extraterrestrial stuff. Yeah, it's a whole different type of being. And, like my best way to describe what I, like, visually saw from this, I would say you would have to watch, like, a Doctor Strange movie or something like that. It's kind of like being in a world in between worlds or something like that.
Like visually.
Yeah, visually, because it's just the colors are more vivid. Like I didn't have to talk to communicate. Like it's just a whole bunch of different aspects of like life in this dimension that just go away that you can't explain in this 3D dimension.
You can't.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. Praise Jesus, actually.
Praise his name. Goodness.
But yeah.
Well, you're here.
I'm here.
For a reason.
I'm moving. I'm alive to tell y'all. Get your shit straight.
Please.
You know what I mean?
While you can.
Look, I can't tell you exactly who you going to, but get your shit straight. Like, get your shit straight.
Jesus.
It's your boy Mike Hustle. Shout out to the Antidote. Hey man, check out my new jersey, bro. Just dropped these the other day. Good authentic feel, bro. Just like the old vintage NBA jersey. You know what I'm talking about? Everything stitched from the tags to the leathers on the jersey, bro. The detail. I got the white. I got the baby blue. I thought I had the white one on. I'm drunk. I got my baby blue on and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I got my new design right here. My baseball jersey T-shirt that's coming. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning this to a hoodie also, and I got my belts. Ain't nobody doing belts like this, bro. Look at that right there. Good quality belt. And it's long and put that thing out like that. Good quality. Good quality.
Yeah, it feels really good. It's thick.
Yo, this shit's so dope. I ain't gonna lie,
Gonna
man.
hold
You
your
gotta
pants
get
up
this.
for all y'all niggas that wanna sag and shit.
Make sure I go check out ForeverHustle.com.
Oh yeah, foreverhustle.com, that's the
Check them
website.
out. We got a store in Jackson.
Yeah,
right?
North Park Mall. Come see me.
North Park Mall.
Yeah, good quality, man. Yeah.
So when did you start into your hair? Like when did you start in the hair industry, doing people's hair, taking clients and everything like that?
I was cutting hair just sparingly, just for like homies or whatever. Never took it really, really seriously. Like how my brother that I was telling you about earlier. But when my girlfriend at the time, she called me and told me yeah, so I'm pregnant. Yeah. So at the time I'm in school and school's not paying
For nothing.
for nothing, so I had to figure it out. And I ended up meeting Bando Pat's dad, who owns Choices. And he was just like, no matter how hard times get, women got to get their hair done. So I was like, okay, well, point me in the right direction. And he put me in a hair not a hair competition, an informational for hair. Like it was one of those guys come down and he tells you about his product and tell you about different techniques and stuff. And the week after that I was enrolled in Aveda, and that's where I graduated from.
That's cool.
Yep.
So when you graduated, you started taking clients? Or did you start working somewhere?
No, you kind of take clients while you're in school. Yeah,
okay.
So the way that they work is kind of
Your hours.
yeah, your hours. Once you get to once you're on your way out, probably the last 3 months, you have to. Well, the last 6 months you're in the you're on the floor, but you got different sections. You got the beginning where your intro kids go. You got your intermediate, and you got your master kids, and those are the ones that's virtually you're going to the salon when you go to them, and then you got people under them where it's they understand what's going on, but they don't have their own style to it yet. And then you just got the beginners who just kind of watch it along.
They still learning.
Yeah, they learning.
So you started doing. You said you do really good color.
Yeah.
On the hair.
Yeah.
And that's where you learned that from?
That's why.
Don't y'all have a certain number of hours that you gotta do to get the hair coloring?
You have to do all over. It's 1,500 hours, but you have 300 hours. Yeah, but it's a year. It's 11 months, something like that. But 11 months for 3 days at a time. So it work out. But yeah, it's not that bad actually. Because I'm thinking back about it, I'm you had your own life, but You have like the beginning of the week that you can go to school, or you got the end of the week that you can go to school. And the end of the week, that means that you going to school Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So your life it's a wrap. And that's when I, like, no cap, that's when I went. So, but I didn't really have like a social life, like besides going to do shows and shit. So it really worked out because I was able to like pin down and just get the work done. But yeah, Aveda was.
So do all your friends ask you to do their hair?
No, because it's so. I mean, I've done all of my friends' hair before, but it's like, you know, you done been on Instagram before. Like, one person can't do everybody's hair. Like, and then somebody does something better. Like, there's always somebody that does something way better than me, or something that I do better than somebody else. So it's kind of like whatever you feeling like for the day. Like, if you want a silk press, most likely you're gonna hit me up. But if you trying to get your locks XYZ, you probably gonna hit up Bree or some shit. Like,
So how did you get clients? Like, what was like your marketing and everything that went in between that?
Really using the name. Using the
Word
name.
of
Like, word of mouth is the best, but other than that, I was really going off the fact that I went to Aveda, because I'm like, if I went to, that's just really how I even chose hair, like what school I was gonna go to. Because if you go to Paul Mitchell or Aveda, I'm not gonna say that the education is that, but the assumption that people get is you either went to Yale or Harvard of hair. Like, that's just.
Aveda is up there.
Yeah, Aveda's up there, and you can do, you know what you can do with it, you know, with like credentials from Aveda. You can move about the country on some shit. So it was just like really just using that name and really running with it, because the stuff that I learned from hair, I didn't learn it at Aveda necessarily. Like, I learned color at Aveda, but anything black about hair, I did not learn it at Aveda. Like, I had to be on YouTube and. Like,
YouTube University.
Yeah, YouTube University, and holler at the homegirls and go ask my mama what to do. But a lot of stuff that I was trying to learn, it wasn't designed for black people. Like, the first woman hair I did was a white woman hair. Yeah, so it was like extra like sweat on my back. I'm like, man, I gotta do this white woman hair up in here. I'm a black man. If I fry her shit, like, I don't know what's gonna happen to me. So yeah, it was like a lot of pressure from that.
So there are misconceptions about male hairstylists. What are some of those misconceptions that you've dealt with?
Every male hairstylist is gay. Let's just get that shit off.
Every one of them.
Yeah,
so they say.
Every one of them. Like, if you do hair, I don't know where the correlate. Well, I do get where the correlation come from. So, fuck that. Let me break that down. Basically, one of the easiest like things to play on when talking about homosexuality, like in the '90s, was the nigga in the salon. Like, you know, usually it was a gay nigga in the salon or whatever. But my mom did hair. Like, I was always in the salon. So I was just like, well, you know, if this is what's making money. And it's funny because even the guy who taught me how to do hair is a straight man who does hair. So it was like, that automatically broke the whole mold of me even, you know, not wanting to do hair because I'm straight. So I'm like, more, you know, I'm just gonna be a unicorn or whatever, I guess. So
it sounds like just like you being a male hairstylist and you being an artist in the lane that you're in, just sounds like you're very confident in yourself, to where you don't really give in to anybody's opinions or anything like that. It seems like you're very like confident in who you are as a person, as an artist, as a creative.
Yeah, as a creative. I'm gonna say I'm definitely like, I don't know, I don't really take like, because it wouldn't be my creation if I really like
listen to other people.
Like just gave in and listened to everything that everybody had to say. Now it's cool to get a critique from somebody who like you're clearly trying to be influenced by, but as far as just getting outside opinions about it, it's like I can't get an opinion from a straight dude about doing hair because I don't know no straight dudes that do hair. You know, so it's like I'm gonna be that nigga. Like, all I know is I literally only know one other person is like, it's just far as peers, not my mentor. Like, I don't know nobody else to talk to about that. So it's like if your only visual like version of that is somebody who's successful, it's like I definitely can't listen to no fucking body else about it.
At all.
Yeah.
So what are some like struggles that you probably had to have, like being a straight male in this very female dominant industry?
I had this thing I used to do, cause when I used to try to get clients, I can even feel like when it's like, oh, you think I'm trying to holler and I'm really trying to get in your pockets.
Yeah,
like I'm really,
I just want your money.
Hair. So I did this thing where I just started wearing a wedding ring. Like I just started wearing like a band around, just like when you see me, you automatically think I'm married already. And just the way that like perception wise that works is, what I notice is like, oh, he's capable. He's already, like if he's married, he clearly does his wife's hair. And it's something that they'll just make up in their head. They'll give me a whole story. Like he clearly can do his wife's hair. And if he's done his wife's hair and he's married, he must be successful at it. So, and by him looking that way, she must be pretty. And the way that beauty works is pretty wants to be associated with pretty. Yeah. So that just like broke that whole thing down. It was like, oh, well, I want to look like whatever he would like to see. Because if he's straight and doing hair, it'll correlate to me going out in public and getting compliments from other straight men. So that's like how I did my little Einstein calculation in my head about it.
So what's some crazy stories that you had with these clients of yours?
Man.
This is Let's Tell a Story.
Yeah, so
tell me a story.
Let me see. Oh man, I got this one client. She was like she's a real successful woman, like shout out to her. But this like, all right, let me try to
break it down.
Cause it's like I gotta tell it, but I can't tell too much cause I can't fuck my business up. So it's like basically, I know about people who like just dirt lives, like just let's just put into like Tyler Perry, like just messy situations. Like you gotta do here, you gotta do here, you got this cash app from this person.
From this man.
There's a cash app from this man, but you got ring on type. That like I don't know. It gets wild. Like you get a lot of like deep dark shits, especially like from like because it's like a lot of like you're what you call it, psychiatrist at one point or people shrink sometimes. So it's like. You get a lot of shit that you didn't even think that you would come across. Like, it's wild. And
you being a man, I'm pretty sure it's kind of wild hearing some of the stuff that us women be going through.
Yeah, because it's like I could tell stuff, but it's like, it's literally just the stuff that dudes talk about in the barbershops. The same shit that dudes running about, like, that shit ain't no different. Like, it's like, and to me, it's worse because like women are like they're more messy like in their hives. When they hive up, it's more like a dude's gonna sit back. They gonna spit their little shit, but like if a chick over here, she gonna throw her little hook out because she might know whoever you talking about, so she gonna get more information, and then it just become a whole thing, a mess, and you just be like, damn, this is really what I'm sitting in, like, or you'll overhear phone calls, and you're like, y'all really talking like that about somebody that's not even around, like somebody that's not even here, and it's like, it's just wild to me because I never thought that women acted like that. And it's like, nah, they wild. Like, it get crazy.
So, some of your clients, or just in general, have you ever ran into a situation where you would perceive a female client to be one way, but then when they get in your chair and you meet them in person, there a different way?
Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, but that's being a hairstylist in general. Like what the average homie sees, like what my homies think my life is. I literally be able to tell it's nothing like that. Like, cause when you like get deep in it, it's like stuff that like will break the regular dude. You just be like, it's just a Tuesday. Like this shit just.
It's different sitting in a hairstylist seat though.
Yeah, cause it's cause the average guy gonna see like the end result like on Instagram. I see like they gonna she da da da, but I see you.
I saw.
I know how your acne come in. Like so it's a different aspect for me than them, because they gonna see you with the filter on and all that. Like I see the chick that wakes up in the morning, put the bonnet on, she come straight on here, get the shampoo and like all that. Like
you see that side.
Yeah, I see that side. So when you see that side, it take away a lot of the like. That shit definitely defers a lot of the attraction that you regularly get just from seeing like a beautiful woman, because like I get to see you. I know how you look with the mascara and shit on, but I know how you look and how you. When I see how you act too, it adds on, because like when I see how you act, I can't take away how you look without all this extra shit.
That trumps everything.
It trumps everything. So. A lot of dudes be like, man, if I was doing, I guarantee you after a while, you're going to be like, bro. No.
You think you do.
Yeah.
No. So, where do you see yourself in the music industry? Where do you see yourself in the hair industry? Like, what are your goals moving forward in the upcoming years to come?
In the music, I would want to graduate to being a composer, just a full composer. Just, engineering, making beats, doing actual like shows, like real productions, not just me coming and rap or some shit like that. And in hair, I just want my own salon, like pretty much a high end like hair salon place that women can come to and like just be comfortable, like a real kind of like a male spa like type deal. And it's like the impression of like masculine like men doing hair and doing massage and stuff, and it's not gay. It's literally like for the client,
the woman, the female.
Exactly.
Attraction.
Right. Because it's I feel like it's a niche that's like low key getting like edged away from, but it's like, no, like there's still regular situations going on. So
So where can we find you? Where can we listen to your music? How can we book you for a hair appointment?
You can find me on Spotify, iTunes, Deezer, Napster, anything under Drexal Flowers. On Instagram, you can find me under Drexal_Flowers or Floral League. Follow Manhandle Hair. Yeah.
Well, look, I need some color.
All right, what are we talking about?
We need some like browns.
Some brown.
I'm trying to get away from this black.
All right, so we going into some spring here. Oh, boom, boom.
I need a spring look.
Some popping colors.
Yeah.
So, all right, we're gonna see. We need to see what fashion, like if it's pastel this spring, or are we going this way this spring?
That
like
way.
is it flower print? I don't know. So
We want it
okay,
that way.
okay. So we gonna figure that one out. We gotta figure that one out.
Well, this has been another episode of Let's Tell a Story. Make sure you all check out my guy, Drexal Flowers, everything he has going on. Make sure you support. Make sure you download the music and listen to it. And make sure you all subscribe to the Antidote Network. And make sure you guys give this video a thumbs up. And we will see y'all in the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.